The UFC has a banger for us. And I'm going to break down who's most likely going to win this fight. I mean, Alexander Volkanovski, a legend in the game, a legend in the featherweight division. Diego Lopes, a up and coming dog who got hands, a lot of reach, and a lot of height. This is gonna be one of Volk's harder fights. Not gonna be his hardest fight because he did fight Islam Makhachev, but man, I love Volkanovski as an avid UFC fan, and it sucks, but I don't think he's going to win this fight. Diego Lopes is so hungry, dude, and his hands and just reach is going to be a lot for Volkanovski. The Volk's best bet, in my opinion, is to possibly wrestle Diego Lopes, but Diego Lopes also has, I'm pretty sure he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, don't quote me, but his ground game is also pretty damn good. So I don't know if Volk really wants to get in that guard. And one second, let me show y'all something. So over here we got Diego Lopes's fight history. Unanimous win, Brian Ortega. Unanimous, Dan Ige. TKO, Sadiq Youssef. Pat Sabatini, KO, TKO. Gavin Tucker, submission. The biggest thing I really wanted to point out, though, look at all those subs of Diego Lopes. He's a submission demon. And that's why I don't really feel like Volk can really wrestle him, because he's going to find himself in many compromising positions to where it's not going to be in his favor to take anything to the ground, really. He has to pretty much keep it standing. Whereas, a Diego Lopes, he's going to be able to fight anywhere in this fight. Now, Volkanovski, he's not coming off a lot of good factors. For example, he's lost one to Ilya, one to Islam, beat Yair Rodriguez by KO TKO. The last time we really saw Volk looking good. And then Islam, another L by unanimous decision, which Volk could have got stopped that fight, in my opinion. Probably one of his better fights, even though he lost. But yeah, I really don't see Volk winning this fight because he's been knocked out in his last two. And to be honest, he has a year layoff. When you think about fighters who are going to dominate, Volk used to be in that category for sure. Like, not even a question. But against someone like Diego Lopes, who's a straight up finisher on the feet, on the ground, like, he finishes his fights most of the time. Or it's a one-sided victory. You've seen all those unanimous decisions. You've seen all those subs. You've seen all those TKOs. And don't get me wrong, Volk has those under his belt as well. But a lot of Volk's fights have went to a decision because sometimes he does lack that power to put people away. He doesn't lack the skill set and the striking to win a unanimous decision, but that power is definitely in question. And since he's been knocked out in his last two fights and had a year layoff, I don't care what you say. Yes, his brain might have healed and all that, but he's still probably going to be chinny. And I really only think it's going to take one strike to either put him down and get him in a submission for Diego Lopes, or just get knocked out altogether. I don't know how. I don't really see how Volk's going to win this fight. And this is coming from a Volkanovski fan. I really am trying to be objective because, of course, I want Volk to win this fight. I like Diego Lopes too, but just from the MMA eye test, Diego Lopes is hungry. He's a dog, dude. And just going back and looking at his list of wins and victories, it's his competition was almost just as steep as Volk's. I want to give Volk the grace because he was a former champion. But it's not too much grace to give because he has so many things going against him in this fight. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not going to keep it too long-winded here. I think Diego Lopes is winning this fight. He's got a great jab. He's got a great front body kick. He's got a good right straight. He doesn't often throw combos unless he lands something first. But he does brawl. And I will say he will put himself into the fire. Like, and even in the Brian Ortega fight, there was times where I was like, okay, Brian's gonna get him right here, but you know, he's a great counterpuncher, Diego Lopes, and it was very frustrating for Brian Ortega. If you go back and watch that fight, he was pretty mad at himself. He couldn't really get his hands how he wanted to on Diego Lopes. So I truly don't know. I truly don't know how, you know, any MMA fight is going to go, but we can speculate pretty much, and the odds makers have already speculated. Diego Lopes is pretty much the favorite as of this point. Or the fight, let me see. The fight could be dead even, but I'm pretty sure Diego Lopes is the favorite. Diego Lopes versus Volkanovski. Volk odds. Let me look that up. Oh, wow. I'm wrong. Diego Lopes is not. I'm surprised. I'm honestly, this might be free money on the Diego Lopes side because Volk's coming off a year layoff. I never like taking fighters off a year layoff unless it's John Jones. I'm sorry, unless it's John Jones. And I granted Volk's a former champion, but we never seen John Jones get knocked out. We've seen Volk get knocked out twice in devastating fashion. So that alone just makes it so I really can't pick him in this fight. Granted, he has all the skills. He's got all the tools that I think he needs. But Diego Lopes has the same and just a little bit better. And like I said, you go look at his fight list. He's subbed so many great fighters. People who have also had black belts in jiu-jitsu and great wrestling, etc., etc. So, like I said, I'm going with Diego Lopes. Yes, Volk is the favorite in this fight. I did misspeak, but I really do think the odds makers got this wrong. And I guarantee by the time Saturday hits, Volk is going to be the underdog. And for sure, once more people start getting those bets in, Volk is definitely going to be the underdog. And like I said, it's based off of him having so many factors that go against him. But like I said, man, let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys think is going to win? Alexander Volkanovski or Diego Lopes? Lopes is my pick. Peace.